Here's a recap of my vacation with my husband to Sandals Grande St. Lucian in June 2023. We'd be traveling from the Boise airport down to the Caribbean on the island of St. Lucia, but logistically speaking, living in Boise makes this very difficult. We have a limited number of destinations that fly out of Boise and very few on the East Coast. So to get there by Saturday, we needed to leave Friday night at 7 p.m. and fly in the opposite direction to San Francisco, then catch a red-eye over to Newark, and then another 5-hour flight on Saturday morning down to St. Lucia. 3 legs, and 19 hours later, and we'd finally be there. There are currently no travel requirements for entering the country of St. Lucia, so moving through customs was a breeze. The porters took our bags to the Sandals Lounge, where the shuttle vans took us from the airport to Sandals Grande St. Lucian, which was about a 2-hour ride. I have no footage of the van ride in because it was a hot, bumpy mountain road in a van. I had to have the van driver pull over. Pretty much every guest agreed that the shuttle ride to and from the airport to the hotel is miserable. This is the view from the lobby though, and it is stunning. Okay, here's our first room. Like we did in Grenada, we opted for another split stay. So for the first 4 days, we did a basic, less expensive room. As you can see, nothing special here. Pretty much looks like any basic US run-of-the-mill economy hotel room. We did opt for a garden view, which I did appreciate. They don't do any upgrades on the balconies, no soaking tubs or anything like that. So the view was pretty much the only perk of this room. Just like we did in Grenada, after night 4, we upgrade into a butler suite, which I can't wait to show you. Now let's go on a little tour of the resort and explore all of the landscape and scenery and restaurants. I have an entire list on my phone that I kept throughout the week of pros and cons of this resort, as well as differences and similarities between Sandals Grande St. Lucian and Sandals Grenada. Sandals Grenada made me fall in love with the brand. It made me want to visit every Sandals out there. Sandals Grande St. Lucian, to be honest, made me never want to go to a Sandals again. But you're not going to see a ton of that in this vlog. I want to focus on the positives. It was a fantastic vacation with my husband, and the island itself is phenomenal. It's very beautiful. So I'll cover a lot of the issues that we felt with this particular resort in a follow-up video. This place is called Josephine's Creperie. They offer crepes and ice cream. They're not open for breakfast or past 9 p.m., so riddle me that. This is a secluded corner of the resort that houses the 3 Asian-themed restaurants. You have Kimono's Hibachi, Soy Sushi, and Bombay Indian, all sharing this one building with a communal bar in the middle. My husband and I have kind of decided to make it our unofficial tradition that night 1 at a resort, we do a hibachi restaurant if it's available. It's just a great opportunity to be able to strike up conversation with other guests, glean any insight they might have about certain activities that we should definitely do while we're there. And it's just an inviting, welcoming opportunity for conversation with other people at the resort.
Good morning.
First day, we're gonna go find breakfast.
Right.
Sandals Grande St. Lucian actually only has 2 breakfast eateries available to you unless you're in a room that has butler service where you can order room service. Tuscanini's is the only option for a sit-down a la carte breakfast menu. The other option would be Bayside for a buffet. All right, let's continue with our tour of the resort. This outdoor eatery is called Barefoot by the Sea. I love the cute blue and yellow picnic tables, and obviously you can't get much better than that view. It was open for a pretty casual lunch and then a little bit nicer of a dinner. It's located right next to the dive shop. If you're a scuba diver like my husband, this is where you'd sign up for your dives. There's also a water sports rental shop right next door. The hobby cats, kayaks, paddle boarding, and wakeboarding were all included. These swings were really popular. I loved that little heart-shaped pool because it was so private. This is the very popular main pool area with the swim-up bar. And pro tip, must claim your chairs before 9 a.m. If you don't have a butler to do that for you, then you better go out and put some towels on your chairs, or else they will be gone by 9 a.m. I did appreciate and try to take advantage of some of the little activity touches around the resort. We played this life-size chess, there's pool tables in the lobby, there's also a little croquet setup, and we played all of the above.
Empty beer in your hand. Oh, there's no one here.
Here's the fitness facility. I did pack about 4 or 5 workout outfits, and I'm just gonna let you guess how many times I actually put them on. That about covers the common areas of the resort that I think would be important to show you on a little virtual tour here. So now you just get to enjoy everything that we saw, ate, and did on our week-long vacation. I do still have a ton of pro tips to share, so definitely keep watching.
Jeff doesn't like my Caribbean hair. This is what you're in for the next 7 days. Yeah. AKA tangled and saltwatery.
I'm not complaining, you are.
You complained. Just came back from the pool. We have a fun little snail. And a surprise. Aw, it's chocolate. And a card. Happy anniversary. Ooh. How cute. Okay, we're heading up to sushi tonight.
Let me take it from this direction a lot.
As you can tell, this is the London pub. Sandals resorts often have just one place that's open late night. They have bar food, music, and we really enjoyed this place.
Frogs. Standing security.
Standing security. He's not playing that.
He's gonna eat it. Do not jump on me. First wildlife sighting of the trip. Frogs.
Hey, feller.
Zeb. Ah!
There he goes. He's a hoppity away.
What are we doing today?
Gonna go for a hike.
Yeah. It's 8:17 and we have to tag our chairs because in a couple minutes they will all be gone. Marking our territory. So this morning we are up bright and early to go hike. This is technically off resort. The border of Sandals is right there. We walk on the public beach to get to a national park. We pay $10 and then we get to hike this and learn a little bit about the history. Someone is super excited about it.
I have to highly encourage anyone that is going to the Sandals Grande St. Lucian, please do this hike. It really is not that far away from the resort. You walk maybe 3 minutes on the public beach. The $10 fee is absolutely worth it. The hike is, it's a bit challenging. There's a lot of little rock climbing. There's a ladder to get up to one portion, but the views are worth it. You learn so much about a lot of the history between the English and the French. And it's just a really cool way to experience more of St. Lucia than just the resort. We actually went back a second day, which you'll see later on in the vlog because we didn't know it, but there is a cool little local restaurant located inside the national park, and we'll take you there later on.
Lunch with a view. Hello. Got the blackened mahi-mahi, mango salsa. Got a po' boy.
Got a flank steak poor boy and some nacho.
Today's animal says, have a wonderful Monday.
This was Monday, June 5th, which happens to be our wedding anniversary. So we picked our most anticipated restaurant for that night, Gordon's. This one does require reservations, and we specifically planned our reservation time so that it would still be light out when we arrived and we would get to watch sunset, and then when we ended it would be dark. I think we nailed the timing and we got so lucky with such a gorgeous cotton candy sunset. Everything I ordered here was really good. I started with the panko crusted crab cakes and the pan-seared scallop on cornbread with pulled pork. As you can see, the appetizer portions are extremely small.
Keep stealing my swordfish.
My entree was the swordfish steak with tomato chutney, and it was one of my favorite meals here. On Tuesday, we had our one and only excursion. We had booked it ahead of time with Sandals. It was a sunset cruise to the Pitons that included snorkeling and light bites and drinks on the way back. The catamaran ride from the bay where we started to the Pitons was about an hour and a half, but it was a beautiful day out. We enjoyed the ride, and then we were given our snorkels, fins, masks, and life vests to enjoy about an hour of snorkeling at the base of the Pitons. And we got to see so many beautiful, colorful fish just right there, right off of the beach. This was a highlight of mine, and we didn't even capture some of the best fish that we saw, but here's a little sneak peek of what we did. Then it was time for our ride back to the bay where we started. We did take a little detour into an area called Marigot Bay. They just wanted to show us this extra part of the island where some of the most luxurious homes that celebrities have are located in a gorgeous bay. It was nearly 8 p.m. by the time we got back to the resort, and we were pretty hungry, so we decided to try out Italian food for dinner that night. The restaurant is Toscanini's. One thing we started noticing here was while our entrees and appetizers were delicious, they just didn't quite meet the description that the menu had offered them, but we still enjoyed them. On Wednesday, we moved rooms into our upgraded Rondeval suite with a butler. We had to check out of our original room by 11 a.m. and leave our luggage in it, which was brought over to our new suite that we couldn't check into until 3 p.m. So we just hung out by the pool and got some lunch. We did take advantage of all of the included water sports, the stand-up paddle boards, the kayaks, and the hobby cats. Those jet skis out there are not part of Sandals. It's another off-resort vendor that tries to sell you tours. Here's the section of the resort that houses the Rondeval suites. They're round huts that are standalone, so you don't share any walls with any other guests, and you have kind of like a backyard with your own private plunge pool, outdoor shower, and hot tub. These suites automatically come with butler service and the option for room service. We personally don't find the butler service something that we prefer to use very much. We typically just like to make our own reservations and do our own thing throughout the week, so that wasn't really a selling point or a feature of the room that we cared about. The rooms were stocked daily with coffee supplies, plus this mini fridge that has sodas, juices, waters, beer, and a bottle of wine. Your butler will typically bring you a bottle of champagne on ice every day, plus there's a little side cabinet underneath the TV that has full-size bottles of liquor if you wanted to make your own cocktails. The room service menu is still all you can eat, all inclusive, including breakfast, lunch, late night snacks, desserts, and beverages. And the menu that they offered was different than menus that you would see at any of the other restaurants. So I did take advantage of that pretty much every day.
This bush reminds me of rotini pasta. Doesn't it look like little spiral noodles?
Sandals has 3 separate resorts on the island of St. Lucia, and they are all a pretty good distance apart, but they offer a free shuttle that will take you to any of the resorts throughout the day. It runs every 2 hours. So we decided to take advantage of that to see another resort. We went to Halcyon, which was gorgeous. I almost regretted staying at Grande St. Lucian. I know that Halcyon is a lot more quiet. They say that it's more for a retired crowd, but personally, the cottage style of the suites was so adorable. The dinner here was okay. For the rest of our stay, we opted for room service breakfast in our room. We didn't really care for the breakfast buffet at Bayside, and we just got a little bored with the options at Tuscanini's. I really enjoyed starting every single day with a plate of fresh fruit. Now that we were in a butler level suite, we were offered this poolside lunch menu, which I think should just be given to all guests. I think the lunch options on the resort are pretty limited, and I personally would think that this should be something that every guest could have all week.
What treat do we have waiting for us today? We have a fresh bottle. I think this is some kind of chip. Oh yeah, like plantain chips and dip.
Nice.
Oh, there's even balloons.
Oh, really?
Baboons, as Brinley would say.
We weren't too thrilled with some of the dining options on the resort, so we decided to just return to something that we knew we liked: sushi. You can't go wrong. We got some of the same rolls from last time and a couple new ones, and it was delicious. When we had gone on that catamaran excursion, we had talked to some other guests, and they told us about a restaurant/bar located inside the Pigeon Island National Park that we had been to earlier in the week for that hike. The restaurant's name is Jambes des Bois, so we decided to pay the $10 fee to get back in and find it for a little afternoon snack and drink together, and I'm so glad we did. It was so beautiful and charming inside. Our last night on the resort, we tried out one of the remaining restaurants that we hadn't been to yet. We felt a little disappointed that the description on the menu that sounded so delicious didn't quite live up to the plates that we were actually given. So we ended up just leaving after one course and walking over to the Italian restaurant for just a basic pasta dinner. Well, that kind of sums up just a basic recap of our week-long vacation together at the Sandals Grande St. Lucian. But I am going to do a follow-up video because I have way more content to share, like I said, on pros and cons of this resort, plus how it compared to our previous Sandals experience on the island of Grenada, because honestly, they were just so different. So please stay tuned. Please come back, especially if you're thinking of planning your own trip to one of these resorts. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.